Hi guys, good morning. Today I'm going to show you how to make Karak Chai. Now, Karak Chai means strong tea. Karak is an Indian word, means strong. Chai again, tea. Uh, we don't use tea bags to make Karak Chai. We actually use tea leaves. So if you need to make the right kind of Karak Chai or the authentic Indian Karak Chai, you need to use tea leaves. And well, you could use there are a lot of varieties out there, but usually you can use one of from Lipton. It's called Red Label or Yellow Label, but make sure it's loose tea leaves. Anyways, so the the most important ingredients that are needed for making a good Karak Chai are, of course, good quality tea leaves, loose tea leaves, and we are talking about the black tea leaves, not the green tea leaves, and some spices according to your taste. Now, I'm not so particular about using a host of spices. You could use star anise seed, you could use clove, you can use garlic powder if you want. But for me, Karak Chai means cardamom powder. That's the best uh, uh, spice that I can add to my morning tea. Now, cardamom, you can use the cardamom pods if you want. So, per cup of tea, you would probably use one pod, not more than that. It will become too strong otherwise. But the easier way out, if you don't have the cardamom pod, you can always buy cardamom powder. So I use cardamom powder. It's the same thing. It's just crushed cardamom pods. Then you need good milk, good quality of milk. Uh, if you like more creamy Karak Chai, you can always use full cream milk. But for me, I always use skim milk. It's low fat or skim milk. That's up to you. Then one of the important things that everyone misses out when making a good cup of Karak Chai is a good pot. Teapot. Not the teapot for serving, but there's another pot that you have to use for cooking. So this is the pot that I use. So you see this? It has a thick base. Uh, that's I believe that's copper, but it's important to use the right one, because if you don't, yeah, you're gonna have all the sticky when you boil it, your tea leaves might get stuck at the bottom and will be a nightmare to clean this stuff up. So use something with a thick base, and yeah, that should do the trick, right? So let's begin our Karak Chai experience. Now, to make the best quality, or you could say, an ideal cup of Karak Chai, you need the right quantity of water and right quantity of milk. So how much water are you going to use? Well, just for measurement, you see this, I'm making nearly one and a half cup of tea. So this is a small plastic glass, disposable glasses, you find in grocery stores and all these places. So what I'm going to use is, like, the amount of water that I need to make one cup of tea would be somewhere around this much, well, like 3/4, right? Let me get some water. Okay, so in goes water. Now let's fire up the burner. Okay. Important thing, when you're preparing tea for the first phase, your flame, keep it on a bit low, like that, because you want to really let the leaves, the tea cook, boil properly. Okay, now then comes the amount of tea that you would need for 1 cup amount of tea leaves. Okay, so I'm gonna use around 1 teaspoon and a bit extra if you want to make it a bit strong, right? So there goes your tea leaves. Now the spice parts. Again, this is totally your choice. You could use a combination of spices, but I use cardamom powder. Well, that's your cardamom powder, right? And you see, this is like small, like probably like a pinch, not much, right? That should be more than enough. Okay. Now you gotta let it cook, and the way you find out when your this concoction is tea is ready, okay, you can see that small bubbles coming up. It's not ready right now. Let it cook for a couple of minutes. And of course, sugar. This is the best time to add sugar. Don't add sugar after you make the tea. You should always add sugar in the first stage. Okay, so I use the sweetener. I don't use normal sugar, but you can always use sweetener or normal sugar, whatever you like. Right. Okay, so we let it boil for a few minutes. Okay. And you can actually smell that aroma of tea infused with cardamom powder coming in. So ideally, when it's frothing about that much, this is the right time to add the milk. Because see, in Karak Chai, it's important to add milk while you're actually preparing the tea, not after you prepare the tea, because you want to cook the milk. You actually want, well, you could say cook or let it boil, but whoa, splashed out. Anyways, so you let the tea, let the milk cook properly, okay? And now you have to just wait for this whole thing to froth. It will probably come right to the top. That's the time you know that your Karak Chai is done. Don't forget to get one of these, the sieves. You need the sieve to, when you pour the tea in your cup. Okay, so let it cook. Okay, so it's been a couple of minutes, I believe around 3 or 4 minutes since we poured the milk in. So the idea is to keep it on, the heat of the flame on low, or yeah, not more than that actually, because you want to really cook the milk, because the more it's on the flame, the thicker it gets. The thicker it gets, the better the taste is for Karak Chai. And now if you see carefully, you see there's a froth coming up, so you have to let it froth. Now don't leave your tea at this moment, otherwise it's going to completely boil over and pour all over your oven. Okay, so now that's where we are. Okay, and you turn it low. The moment you turn it low, see, I have not turned it off, I've turned it low. The moment you turn it low, it subsides. Okay, let it cook for a few more seconds. Okay, and just turn up the heat, the flame a bit up, right towards mid. Let it froth once more, and you turn it off. And that's it. That's how you make Karak Chai. Now let's just pour it in. Okay. Now. And there you go. That's your Karak Chai. Cheers. Enjoy.